What's up, guys? I'm Newbie Dave, and today we're doing some landscaping. Let's get started. So how's it going, guys? Before we get started, I've got something to show you. So every now and then I come back to my old base to collect some resources, tend to my farms, take care of my potions and my crops and everything. And I was coming over here to clean up my iron farm, and I noticed this path that was never here before. I didn't build this. I don't know where this came from. But there's a sign that says, "Your destiny awaits." How ominous. It's even got the red dye. That's cool. Let's see where this road takes us. This is a really nice road. Let's see, you've been working hard. Thank you. I'm glad that whoever built this appreciates that. Almost there. Oh, you know what? I think I know what this is. I think I know. This is the road to 1,000 subscribers. That's what this is. And as you can see, we're just shy. Like, we're not quite there. We're getting close, but we're not quite there yet. Oh, it's so exciting. It's so tempting. I can almost taste it. As I previously mentioned, I've got a big surprise planned for when I reach 1,000 subs. I'm really excited. I've been working hard, building up to this surprise. So if you haven't subscribed yet, and according to YouTube analytics, over half of my viewers have not subscribed. If you haven't subscribed yet, please go down and hit that subscription button. If this is the first time you've watched one of my videos, welcome. No pressure. Take your time, have fun, enjoy. If this is the 5th time, or the 10th time, or the 62nd time that you've watched one of my videos, why haven't you subscribed yet? So help me finish building this road, help me reach 1,000 subscribers, help me release this new exciting content that I've been building up, and let's get there together, guys. Let's go. So our new base is really coming along. I am really happy with how this thing's turning out. Like I said from the get-go, this thing is really all about villagers. I want to get all the different type of villagers, and I think we're halfway there. We've got our farmers, we've got some shepherds, we've got an armorer and a weaponsmith. Up in our tower, we've now got a cleric and a librarian. That's 6 of the professions down, and I believe there are 6 more professions to go, so we are halfway there. And just like I did with some of these, the cleric and librarian I doubled up, the armor and the weaponsmith I doubled up, and so we could get through the rest of these villagers in another like 3 or 4 episodes, depending on how I decide to double them up again. But before we get to any more villagers, I want to do a little bit of landscaping on my base, because we've kind of taken up all the flat area up front. I mean, this wasn't all flat, but a lot of this is kind of at the same level. And so I do want to eventually build something over here. I want to build something... I keep saying I want to build something over here. Maybe I don't. Maybe I just build a nice little path and do some landscaping over here. Right now I'm just growing bamboo, because why not? But yeah, that part of the base is kind of occupado, so I need to start moving this way. And since I moved into this area, I have loved this waterfall. I want to turn this into a little fishing pond. I'm going to do a fishing villager, like a little fishing cabin over here that kind of hangs over the fishing pond. And Minecraft, check this out. Over here, Minecraft almost created like this little river that flows through this little canyon and goes downhill and like disappears into this cave. That would be so cool. And so since Minecraft didn't do it, I'm going to. So I'm going to dig some of this out. I'm going to continue the river. I'm going to clean up around the little the waterfall over here to make it look nice. And then just, kind of clean up this area and get it ready to actually build a little fishing cabin. Because I don't want a fishing cabin over this kind of ugly waterfall. I want it to look nice. So the plan for this waterfall is I'm going to go up there and kind of cover up where the water is coming out. I'm not going to plug up the water because I want to keep the water source. I'm just going to block it off so it's not flowing down. And then we can kind of clean up this area, get it ready to go, and then let the water flow again. But I kind of want to, I was going to say I was going to mark out where I want this thing to go. I kind of know how far I want to go this way, and we'll come back probably to about here. I'm going to have to move my portal. I don't need to do it today, but I am going to have to move it at some point, because this is kind of where the fishing cabin is going to go. But yeah, I'm going to move this wall back. I'm going to clean up that back wall a little bit. It's going to look really good. But step number 1, let's climb up this waterfall and kind of block off the water so it doesn't flow down and get in our way. So look at this. All of this is coming from this one little water source. That's kind of cool. So, yeah. So as we do this, we'll probably discover some other water source blocks along the way. Yeah, it looks like there's one here as well. We don't need that one because the water that flows from up there is going to flow over this, and so we can just go ahead and block that one off. Looks like there might be... yeah, there's one down here as well. I'm okay just covering that up, and we'll cover that one up. So there's a water source over here that's flowing down into the cave. That's fine, that's not going to get in our way. I'll just leave that one there. And then it looks like there may be a couple more water sources down here. These we definitely want to get rid of, so I'll just cover all these up with dirt. Now, how did that make it flow farther? Minecraft, you're weird. Alright, so now that all of our water is cut off, we can start clearing this area out. And since there's a lot of stone over here, I'm going to go ahead and switch my beacon from speed over to haste to help with clearing the stuff out. I went ahead and moved all my iron ingots for the beacon into this little chest in the tower to make it really easy to get to. So I'll switch this out for haste too. And now we can just tear through all this stone like it's not even there. Oh yeah, it even helps with dirt. I didn't realize that. Now what I'm going to do, I eventually want this pond to be pretty deep, like 4 or 5, maybe even more blocks deep. But I'm only going to dig down just kind of 1 block for now. This is going to be kind of the top level. And is that true? Maybe I have the top level down a little bit more. Now you know what, this is good. I'm happy with this. And so this is where the water is going to go. I'm going to be putting water sources at this level. But I'm going to dig out kind of this whole area at this level first before I go any deeper, because if you've ever tried to fill in like a pond or a lake or something with water, it's really kind of a pain, because like suppose I wanted the water level to be here. I can't place water at that level out here in the open. You have to have a block to place the water against. And so it's really hard to fill in a deep area with water. So it's good to just get the whole thing leveled out to the level that the water is going to be at, place all the water, and then keep digging. It does make it a little bit harder to dig down into the water because water slows you down. But I think I've got some aquatic gear that will help with that. And we're not digging a whole lot, so I don't really care. And so this will just make the whole thing a lot easier. So I'm also going to go ahead and dig out, or start digging out, this little canyon where I want the water to flow. I'm not going to worry too much about getting this whole area looking the way I want it to yet. I just want to go ahead and get more or less the shape defined. Alright, so now what I'm going to do is go ahead and start filling this in with water sources. And as soon as we get a couple of them in, then the rest, like it should start filling in with water sources. Yeah, look at that. I did 2 sides and the rest of it just filled in all on its own. Now, we'll come over here. I want to get some of the water to go ahead and start wrapping around. I'm going to mainly focus on the pond area first. I'm not going to do all of this right off the bat. Okay, that's good for now. Let's go back to the little pond area. So I'm actually going to dig a little bit more into this hill here. I think I want to come all the way to like right here where the edge of the top of this hill is. Eventually I'm going to flatten this thing out some. I'm going to have to move my nether portal. But I think this is how far I want the pond to come out. I want a really big pond, you guys. I want it to look good. There we go. This is looking good. It is a little bit square, a little bit boxy. That's okay. We'll fix that later. Once I kind of get the middle area dug out, then I'll come back around on the edges and kind of round some of this off. Add a little bit more kind of variety to the terrain around it. But right now I'm just focusing on the center part of this pond. So now we can start digging out this middle section. And I want the middle to be a lot deeper than the edges. And so I'm not going to dig down too far on the edges. I will go down, I'll probably go down 2 blocks everywhere. Like I may leave 1 block here or there. But the middle area I'm really going to go down a lot. And as much of this as you can with your head sticking up out of water, the better, because then you're not affected by the mining fatigue that you get from trying to mine or dig stuff underwater. And I said I had some gear to help with this, and then I forgot to put it on. I've got my diamond helmet with Respiration 3 and Aqua Affinity 1, so the Respiration is going to help me hold my breath underwater longer so I don't have to keep coming up for air. And then the Aqua Affinity, if I remember correctly, it basically removes some of the mining fatigue that you get from mining underwater. So that's looking pretty good. You can already see there's a spot in the middle where for some reason the water's flowing in. So I think I can fix that by just kind of putting some blocks under it. And then maybe putting a water source there. Yeah. What? Now there's one here. I don't know what's going on. Okay, I think what happened was the little spots in the middle where there was some flowing water, I think that's where I'd scooped up water with the bucket to place it elsewhere. And so maybe in the middle of the pond, it can't fill back in for some reason. I don't know. But as you can see down the bottom, I just dug down pretty deep all over, made it deeper in the middle than it is on the sides. And I wasn't too careful about the pattern. I didn't try to make it nice and circular or anything because I want this to look fairly natural. And so I'm really happy with that texture, that pattern. And the next thing I want to do is actually go down here and replace all the gravel, all the stone, all the granite, everything that's not dirt with dirt. So the whole bottom of this thing is going to be filled in with dirt. Eventually I probably will come back and place my own cobblestone and some other block types. But to get started, it's just going to be easier if it's all dirt. And then I can decide where I want certain other block types to be. Alright, it's looking good, looking good. I didn't worry about the little canyon area where the river's gonna go. Like I didn't dig up any of the stone and replace it with dirt or anything. I'm just working on the pond right now. So the next step is to actually go decorate this thing. Most of the work's gonna be done for us by just using bone meal. So we'll just come down here and bone meal all of this dirt. And it's gonna create some these little, it's not coral, I don't know what this stuff is. I've got some, yeah, coral fans. It's going to create some seagrass. It's just really going to add a lot of life down here. And this is one of the reasons that I wanted to dig this thing so deep is a lot of this stuff, it has to be at least 2 blocks below the surface of the water for it to grow. So I'm going to go kind of crazy with the bone meal because I want a lot of color, a lot of variety down here. And then I'm also going to add just a couple of coral here and there. Again, to add some color, to add some variety. But I'm not going to go too crazy with it. So just every here and there, I'll dig up some of the dirt and put down some coral. I mean, really maybe that's it. I mean, maybe 1 or 2 more pieces here or there. Because, again, it's not it's not the ocean. I don't want it to look like the ocean. I don't want it to look like a coral reef. I just want to have some color and variety in here. And also, I want to use some sea pickles for lighting. And sea pickles have to be placed on coral, I believe. No, I guess they can be placed on anything. Maybe they have to be placed on coral to grow them? I don't know. Yeah, I'm going to put down some sea pickles for lighting. And then I also have 1 sea lantern that I'm going to use for lighting. And I want this to be kind of subtle. So maybe I put it like back here. Like I wanted to add light, but not just kind of jump out at you. So I think that looks really good. Yeah, it's looking really good down there. And then the last step for this little pond is I've got some tropical fish that I went and scooped up out of the ocean. I don't know how this is going to work with water flowing out. I don't know if they're going to be able to escape. But yeah, I'm just going to drop some fish in here and hopefully they'll stay here and this will be their new home. Oh, there's one trying to escape already. Don't know where he's going to go. And with that, I think we can now go back and unplug the top there to let the water flow back. And so now that we have the waterfall flowing back down, we need to do a little bit more touching up on this side because I don't want to have any spots like this where the water just isn't flowing down, where it's going around some dirt. So I'm going to clean that up and maybe even knock out a block or 2 over here to get the water to flow. I don't know if that will work. Yeah, there we go. Oh, hey, careful now. Oh. Whoa, 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 whoa! Okay. Yeah, how water works in this game is, I don't know, it's weird. I don't always understand it. And look at this, it's like, I have like this wall of water now. Maybe I shouldn't mess with it on this side. So I think the last thing I'm going to do over here and then call it done is I'm going to create just a little light post. Something that sticks out over the water to provide lighting. Not so much because I think it needs lighting. We're not going to get any spawns in the water. But just because I think it'll look really good with the area. So this light post is going to be a little bit different. I'm going to go up a little ways and I'm going to go over with a fence gate and then attach a fence post to the edge of that. This is kind of hard to do out over the water. And then hanging down from that, I got this idea from the sign that we did on the blacksmith shop. We'll do a chain and then a lantern hanging off of that. So let's take a step back and look. Yeah, that looks really nice. Maybe I'll do one on the other side too. I don't know. Yeah, here's our nice little fishing pond now. and now that it's nighttime, we can see how it looks with the sea pickles and the sea lantern lighting it up. I think you can also put lanterns underwater now, so maybe we put a lantern down here. I like to put my lanterns on cobblestone. Like, I don't do it everywhere, but when the ones that I put on the ground, I like to have them on cobblestone for some reason. Oh, that's not good. Somehow we got a zombie down here. I'm wondering if he like spawned up there and then got caught in the water and flowed down. This could actually be very, very bad if zombies that aren't spawning in our base can get pushed down into our base. So I'll worry about that in just a sec. I'm going to come down here and replace some of this with cobblestone. The cobblestone is going to add another naturalistic sort of feel to this by just providing some rock-looking textures here and there. Oh boy, we got another zombie. Okay, 2 zombies in our formerly spawn-proof base. This is not good. Let's see what's going on up here. Oh, you know what? I bet they spawned up here and then walked off into the water. I don't think they would like they're not going to jump. Zombies don't jump. All right, now that we've got our waterfall back, something else I want to do over here to make this thing look even cooler is I'm going to get behind the waterfall and replace some of these blocks in the cliff with glowstone. So yeah, just something kind of like that. So you have some lighting going up the waterfall, in the waterfall, which again, at night, that's going to look really, really cool. I never really did figure out where the zombies were coming from. My only guess is somewhere up here there's not enough lighting on the cliffside, which I didn't really care about before because it was way up here. But now with the waterfall, maybe they can spawn up here and then like fall off or walk off or something and get caught in the water. So I think I need to come back up here and just light some more stuff up around this waterfall to make sure I don't get any spawns that can fall into the water and cause me a bad day. And with that, I think we are ready to turn our attention to this little river now. So I've already started to dig out some of this. I'm going to dig out a little bit more, but not really a whole lot. The river is kind of going to be more or less at the same level because water doesn't exactly flow downhill in this game. It does, but only up to a certain distance, and then it just kind of levels out. And so we either have to keep stair-stepping down every 6 or 7 blocks, which there's not enough space to do that, or we eventually just have to let the water level out. Now, I'm not going to worry too much about coming in and replacing all this stone with dirt like I did in the pond, but I am going to get rid of this diorite because it's just kind of disgusting. So I'm actually going to start on this side. I'm going to go ahead and basically start the water over here and basically just get this whole thing to fill in. And so the water is going to kind of be at this level all the way back to where it meets over here. And then when it comes over here, this is where it can start to go down into the cave. All right, so this whole side is filled in, so now I'm going to start working my way back to the water on the other side. So there we go. The creek up, the pond up there is going to flow down into this little creek, and it's going to wrap around and meet up with that side over there, and then it's all just going to flow down to this cave. I'm going to go ahead and put some water sources down here as well, just because I want this whole thing to be filled in with water. And honestly, I don't care what happens this far back into the cave. I am going to go ahead and light this thing back up since I lost all my torches, but I'm never going to come back down here again. I just want to make sure that mobs don't spawn down here and just have the water vanish into the cave. That's really all I was going for. And then I think I am going to go ahead and dig out this whole little creek area a little bit more, especially in the middle, so it's not all just so flat. I'm not going to replace it with dirt or anything. I just want it to not be this flat 1 block deep creek. There, you know, I think I'm happy with that. I'm happy with it, yeah. So now we need a way to get back across because now we have a river in our way. So temporarily I'm just going to put down some dirt so I can get back and forth, but I think our next priority needs to be a little bridge. Alright, so for this bridge I'm not going to do anything like too fancy. I've got some spruce and some dark oak, and I'm trying to decide what I want to do for this thing. I'm thinking really I'm just going to do some spruce planks going across like this. Maybe we'll do a few more on the other side, and then maybe we just surround it with some dark oak planks and slabs. Yeah, I'm kind of happy with that. I'm not going to take the fences all the way up the sides because it's really just such a small, shallow bridge. It doesn't need it. The fences are more for decoration than to keep you from falling off. And so in order for this bridge to not really stand out like a sore thumb, I also need to clean up this the edge of this thing, because we've got all this stone here right now, which doesn't really fit in with the rest of the build behind it. So I'm going to replace all this stone with grass, and then we'll put in some more greenery. And there we go. There's our new little bridge over our new little river. We've got some grass and some plants around it. I planted an acacia tree, which was kind of rolling the dice because sometimes these things grow kind of funky off to the side like that. But this one happened to actually grow pretty straight, and it looks really good there, I think. We've got our new waterfall. I threw in some plants and flowers and stuff on that side, which I think really brings it to life over there. I may come back and do the same thing over here. I just kind of left this cliff face as plain stone, but with that over there, this now looks just boring. So maybe I'll do that off camera. But yeah, we've got our new little fishing pond. We've got our waterfall all lit up. This area looks so much better, and now it's ready for us to come in and put in a fishing villager, which means I'm gonna have to move my nether portal. I have no idea where I'm gonna move this thing to. I'll move it somewhere else. This was never meant to be its permanent location. I'm gonna flatten out this hill. We'll replace the rest of this stone with dirt and grass and flowers and stuff later. This whole area is just gonna end up looking really, really good. Alright, that's going to wrap it up today, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed this episode. Hope you got some ideas from this. Minecraft's not all about building. I know I do a lot of building, but sometimes it's fun to just get in here and just start kind of changing the landscape and making things look pretty. I really enjoyed this episode. It was a little more off script. I knew what I wanted to do, but not really how I wanted to do it. And it was just kind of fun making this stuff up as I go, and I'm really happy with how it all turned out. So thanks again for watching. If you liked this episode, please hit that like button, and while you're down there, feel free to subscribe so you'll get notified of future episodes as they come out. Thanks y'all, and have a great day.